Welcome to the Murder Archives, where we delve into the darkest corners of true crime. You know, those cases that make you question everything and keep you up at night? Yeah, those ones. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that chills me to the bone. Kids who killed their own parents. It's a terrifying thought, right? The ones who are supposed to love and protect you, taken out by their own flesh and blood. We're uncovering 5 chilling cases that shook families and communities to their core. So grab your detective hats, pour yourself a comforting drink, and let's get into it. Our first case takes us back to the affluent suburbs of Beverly Hills, California, 1989. Picture this, a seemingly perfect family, Jose and Kitty Menendez living the American dream with their 2 sons, Lyle and Eric. But behind closed doors, a dark secret festered. Lyle, the older brother, charismatic and ambitious, and Eric, the younger, more introverted and often overshadowed by his brother. Growing up, whispers of abuse, both emotional and allegedly sexual, at the hands of their father, plagued the Menendez household. The tension, the fear, it was a pressure cooker waiting to explode. And explode it did, on a hot August night, when the sound of gunshots shattered the illusion of perfection. Our next case takes us north to the small town of Medicine Hat, Canada. This is the story of Jasmine Richardson, a 12-year-old girl who fell head over heels in love, but not with someone you'd expect. Enter Jeremy Steinke, a 23-year-old who went by the nickname Soul Leader. Yeah, you heard that right. They met at a punk rock concert, a match made in, well, let's just say it wasn't your typical teenage romance. This forbidden love story took a sinister turn when Jasmine's parents forbade her from seeing Jeremy. Jasmine, blinded by this intense infatuation, believed that the only way to be with her soulmate was to eliminate the obstacles standing in their way, her own parents. Chapter 3. Paris. Bennett, a calculated act of violence. Now let's talk about Paris Bennett. In 2007, 13-year-old Paris was home alone with his little sister and, you guessed it, something truly awful happened. This wasn't a spur-of-the-moment act of rage, no, this was different. Paris had meticulously planned the murder of his mother, Charity Lee. He even chose to kill her while his sister was at home, adding another layer of chilling premeditation to the crime. He stabbed his mother 17 times, then calmly cleaned up the crime scene, called a friend, and waited for the police to arrive. The brutality of the attack, coupled with his chilling composure, painted a picture of a disturbed mind, a mind that had seemingly detached itself from the gravity of his actions. Chapter 4. Mary Bell, a child killer's trial. This next case is probably one of the most unsettling ones. In 1968, 11-year-old Mary Bell became the center of a media storm in Britain for a crime so horrific, it's hard to comprehend. Mary, along with her friend Norma, strangled 2 young boys, Martin Brown and Brian Howe, just a few years younger than themselves. What makes this case even more disturbing is Mary's apparent lack of remorse. Reports from the time describe her as emotionless, almost curious during the trial. She even allegedly admitted to the killings, her words sending shockwaves through the courtroom. The British justice system grappled with how to handle such a young offender. How do you punish a child who commits such heinous acts? Our final case brings us to a small town in New York where 13-year-old Eric Smith became forever linked to the brutal murder of 4-year-old Derek Roby. This wasn't a random act of violence. Eric had been bullied relentlessly, his appearance and learning disabilities making him an easy target. This constant torment, this feeling of powerlessness festered inside him, turning into a dangerous cocktail of rage and resentment. And tragically, little Derek became the outlet for all that pent-up anger. The murder sent shockwaves through the community. How could a child be capable of such violence? Eric's trial became a media spectacle. His emotionless demeanor and chilling confession further fueled the public's horror and fascination.